Hello, everyone, and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself and Welsh. Today, we're talking about relationship pain. As you all realize, the pandemic has caused so much pain for so many people. They've realized that they've been trapped at home with their husband or wives that they didn't want to spend time with. They were able to do other things and easily hide this. But with the pandemic, with the lockdown, this has now presented a huge challenge for many people. My guest, Kenya Stephenson, will be telling us about her polygamy relationship, why she decided to go into polygamy open relationship with her husband of 25 years. It wasn't easy at first. It was something they had to think about. We decide whether it was right for them to go ahead and do it. Who is my guest, Kenya? So Kenya is a relationship expert, love coach, and a best-selling author, wife and mother of three. Kenya met her husband while attending the Howard University in Washington, D.C. Not only did she meet her husband, she met her long life partner, someone who she decided to be bravely. They started a business together. They now live in the mountains of North Carolina, raising three children. Together for the past 12 years, this power couple has built different businesses. Most successful is the Progressive Love Academy, which is a worldwide love coaching company and an online business. Progress Love Academy has certified over 150 coaches and helped them to help others in better understanding their relationship. Kenya wrote her first book in 2008, Change Your Man, a sister volume. Their latest offering is the penning of one of their greatest communication tools on the planet. They talk about all kinds of love challenges, relationship issues, how to be submissive in a relationship for men and women, and guide us through various issues that we all face when we're in a loving relationship. I can't wait to meet Kenya to talk about why she started this polygamy relationship with her husband, how is it going, and what is the hope for others who are trapped in a marriage and don't see a way out, only by divorce. Meet Kenya. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself and Welsh. As I said in the introduction, today's conversation is like no others. We'll be talking about relationship pain, and why so many of us just put ourselves in unnecessary relationship pain because we're so afraid to be bold. Our guest today, as I said in the bio, is Kenya. She's here to join us and talk about her own relationship issue. No, I won't call them issues. I think her own relationship joy and how she's managed to achieve that. How are you, Kenya?
I'm very good. How are you? And thanks so much for having me. This is fun.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm so excited. Honestly, I saw your Instagram page and I was really blown away by it because I think what was more exciting is that you and your husband are very excited about life. And because when we talk about relationship, a lot of people are very shy to talk about it, to talk about what relationship truly means. But I'm not going to dig into all of that because I think people really want to know who you are. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you?
Sure. My name is Kenya K. Stevens. I'm author of the Up-Level Communication System and CEO of Progressive Love Academy. I run an online academy where we really do educate people in the new ways of relationship. I'm going to turn off my notifications because they're always going 1,000 miles a minute. But we do. We work with thousands of people all around the world and teach them the new paradigm of love. The Western ways have not worked for me in terms of love and relationships. So we have shifted paradigms and created a new system for love.
But when you say you've done that, how did this all start? Because obviously something must have triggered this off. You are a successful woman. You went to university, and that's at university you met your husband. How did this all start? When did you wake up one day and just decide that this is not working? I need to change my direction in the way I communicate and the way I not just communicate my love, the way I show my love. How did you realize this?
Well, I really did never expect. I'm at Howard University, I'm a student, I'm a senior in college, and I meet my husband. I never expected to feel like I would want to have another relationship, another man. My husband's tall and beautiful and smart and wonderful. He's my best friend, he's my king. We had three wonderful children together. But after 12 to 13 years, actually, I'll tell you an earlier story.
Yeah.
After 4 years of marriage, I started to feel feelings for another man. And I did not know why I felt this way, but he was in my community. And one day I hugged him and just my whole body went into like an orgasmic feeling of desire. And I was like, I did not plan this. I didn't know, I didn't contrive this, but it was happening. And that was the first time I realized that, oh my goodness, yes, you are still attracted to people, even if you're married. Then at year 12, that didn't go anywhere. I didn't cheat. I told my marriage counselors, they told me to forget about it. They said it means nothing, and so I said, okay. At year 12, my husband had the same feeling about a woman at work. And this time when he told me about it, I understood, because it's just a feeling. And I knew he couldn't help it. You understand? So this time I didn't tell him to table it. I said, let's explore it. I said, I want to meet this woman who you're attracted to. And so I met her. We went to dinner. She was from Ghana. We were living in Washington, D.C. And yes, she was very nice. I liked her. And I said to him, look, what are we going to do? Because I've had the same feeling you're having right now. And I think we should explore these types of feelings. We shouldn't just let them go. That's how it all started.
And okay, I have to do it. I have to, because it's really fascinating what you just said there. You said you guys explore them. Were you not nervous about if he opens up to this relationship, then he's probably going to go that way and not come back to what he has with you? Were you not nervous at that beginning phase that, okay, he might decide to explore that? And I think this is the biggest thing that people scare people off when they think about this, is that that person gets too comfortable on the other end and not want to come back to what they had previously. Was that any time in your mind?
That was, I had three children. One, I was still nursing. I never felt like my husband wanted to run away from me. We had a good relationship. We did not have like a problem. We weren't fighting. You know what I mean? I didn't sense that he'd want to run away from me. So I was able to move forward with that. Now, I know many women feel less secure in their relationship, in their marriage. I didn't happen to have that feeling at that time.
That's so good. Honestly, that is so good. I think this is something I love about you, Kenya, is that confidence that you're going to show us and tell a lot of women about how to find that confidence within your marriage and within yourself as well. Because I think that stems from you being confident, knowing who your husband is and knowing that, okay, I can let him do this, but guess what? I know he's going to come back. So could you tell us, when he brought, after you met with the lady, did you, was it a relationship, a kind of relationship where you say, okay, go do what you have to do, then come back home, or was it always a together relationship?
Well, he didn't start the relationship for another 2 years because he wanted to pursue this woman, but he wanted polygamy. That means he can do it, but I cannot. It's sort of an African or indigenous practice where the man has many. Have you heard of this? The
Yes.
man has many women. Yeah, so this is very common in many areas of the world. It
Yeah.
wasn't common for me. I didn't want this. I didn't want that. So I thought that it meant we could both be with other partners and just have fun dates, but he thought it was just for him. So we had to put that on pause and have a 2-year conversation about polyamory as opposed to polygamy.
Interesting. You changed the dynamics of it. And I think this is why I found you interesting. I've heard of the guy doing it and having the two women, but you changed the dynamic. So you moved it comfortably. And when you told him, okay, we're going to change the dynamics of the way this relationship we move, we're not just going to move into you having your feelings. I'm also having these feelings. I want to express my own feelings. How did he take it?
He wasn't open to that. He said that that's not the way things go, that this has never been the case. And, this was 2003, way back, in the day. It just feels so far along, it feels so long ago, but he was not down for that. He did not want to do it that way. And I just had to discuss with him, why would he think that he should have this right, this privilege that I'm not going to have? And I said to him, I'm already not getting enough sex from you. As you know, a married woman after 12, 13 years, the sex is not the same. Now, the books don't tell us this. Maybe our parents don't tell us this, but the sex was not the same. I wanted passion too. I wanted some new energy and fresh attention on me as a woman. So we just had this conversation. It was very logical.
I love
it. Yep. Eventually, he saw my point.
Wow. So one of the things that when I saw your Instagram page, what really fascinated me is that you are now openly about it. But he's not very open. I've not seen him in the picture with other women. I've only seen you with other life partners. Why? How did that dynamic now shift, where his one is no longer being visible and your one is more visible?
I think that a lot of women all around the world have just gravitated to freedom and to moving out of the Western patriarchal paradigm. That why are we agreeing to it anymore? Why agree to it? Why are we sitting around complaining that our men are having all the fun and they're having mistresses and they're having this occasion where they get all this attention? Why not we get the attention? I think women have gravitated to that, and I've just been open about it. My husband is very open though. His Instagram he has his pictures as well. I'm just much louder than he is. I talk loud, I dress loud. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because anyone who looks at the Instagram picture would just think, okay, he's just in this your relationship and he's happy with it, but he hasn't got his own bit. But it's good to know that he's actually having his own bits, and it's just that someone else needs to follow his own Instagram to see and look at it and see what he's also up to, and
Yes.
it's still working for everyone. So the first time you really went into this fully, because you have the picture of you and your husband and a life partner. How did it all fit in with the household?
It fit in well because my children were young enough to where I could educate them about the world and what we were doing. Now, my parents and his parents got very worried that we were going to divorce. We told them we do not believe in divorce. We don't believe. Why would I divorce my husband? Why would I need to do that? The only reason we do that is because we want something that we cannot have in the relationship. Yes. Forget about that. We told our parents very logically that we were constructing a new paradigm and that they should watch and learn, because they know all the aunties who got a divorce and all the uncles and the cousins and our grandparents and just the mess that relationships have been. They knew that. And so they also saw us as revolutionaries and starting another way.
You are indeed, actually. You have really started something that I think so many married women out there will be thinking and trying to reassess how to bring the passion back into the relationship. And it might not be having a life partner, but it might be able to have that communication. Can you just tell us about, because you have your the business, your husband and yourself, called the Progressive Love Academic Mission. So what is this business? What is the purpose of it to really enlighten people?
Progressive Love Academy, we work to enlighten others that they can create the life they want. Our motto is, I create my life, okay? So that means that I can create what I want in my life, and that's up to nobody, and that is the central motto. I support couples who are moving from monogamy to polyamory. So that's a whole shift. And there's a lot of couples going through that shift right now. Celebrities, professionals, basketball players, football players, everyone who used to lie now wants to tell the truth and keep their families intact. So that's a huge industry, and that's what we do at the Academy.
So what inspired you to become a love coach?
My parents were, when I went to college, I left for Howard University. I'm from Detroit, so that's 600 miles away. They were fighting when I left. They were fighting because my dad had an adulterous affair one night with someone else. And my mom was ready to divorce him. But beyond that, she was ready to kill him. You understand? So I'm 18, I'm 19. And my parents have been together. They have worked together. They have built businesses. These are very affluent people. And I could not watch them divorce based on what my dad did with his genitals for 5 minutes. So I was on the phone every day coaching my mom. Dad is awesome. He's taking care of you. He started your business. He's been there for us. Why would you leave him based on what he did with his genital for 5 minutes? And so that started my passion in supporting couples in moving through challenges like that.
That's really true. That's really, really true. We women, we forget. We only think about that bad moment because society has taught us that we should all be in this box, and this is what love is all about. Love is about, if you're a couple, you should be there, and we have it in our minds, and everything you've built, you could destroy it in 1 minute just because one little mistake happened, and you never ask. We're too scared to question. Can you tell me, why are we, with people in a monogamy relationship, why are they scared to talk?
They're afraid because of the stigma. People in monogamous relationships, first, we have to know that 40% of monogamous relationships in the United States are sexless. 40% sexless. No one is talking about it. They just go on with their life. The other piece about monogamous relationships is that 66% of them in the United States are dealing with adulterous affairs.
Yeah.
Today in the United States, I don't know how it is there in the UK, but
it'll be the same. I think it'll be the same everywhere. It's just that people don't talk about it, like you rightly said.
right, they just don't want to say that this is not working. They want to look as if they fit the mold. They're so pretty. They fit the societal norms. And that's just not what I was going to do. I was never going to do that.
Yes. That's fascinating. So yeah, you see, I saw you wrote a book about telling women how to, because to do this is, I always say, you need to change yourself. You need to look in within yourself, to look at you and see, what am I doing right? What can I accept? What can I not accept? So how can women change, would I say, their man and become the woman he wants?
Yes, that's my first book, Change Your Man. And that really means change your internal masculine, change your internal man. Because I had a big internal man when I was very young. And I didn't know how to cultivate my feminine, and I guess that I wrote the book just to let women know my story and how I became the kind of wife that no husband will ever leave. None of my men will ever leave me, because I'm not going to debate them. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to go back and forth with them. I'm going to have a different kind of conversation, a different kind of demeanor as a woman. And that's what I teach in that book. I'm not going to tell him what to wear. I'm going to be his greatest cheerleader. I'm going to be in the feminine. And there's all these details to that I write in the book.
I read some of it because I saw what your husband and yourself said about the roles a man play in a relationship and the role a woman plays in a relationship. And many, many times in the Western world, we women want to play that man, we almost want to take on that man role because we want to feel like we contribute to the society. We're doing it all, we have it all, we got it. And I say to a lot of my single girls sometimes, I say to them, look, girls, you have to be a little bit submissive in a relationship, and men love it. Men love a little bit of you giving it to them by being a little bit submissive. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's just the ability to receive. Women are so used to giving, and giving is very masculine. Service is very masculine. So we don't know how to ask for what we want, receive what we want, even receiving in the bedroom. You understand? These are things that I teach and share with women. So it's not just about polyamory as a fix for your relationship, because polyamory will not fix your relationship. But studying and understanding your femininity will change your whole life.
I love it's so good. How would you maintain a peaceful relationship in a polygamous relationship? How do you maintain and make it peaceful for everyone?
Okay, well, that's probably my second book, Up Level Communication. So we don't use the same rhythm in our communication as they do in the West. In the West, the rhythm of the conversation is who's right and who's wrong.
Mm.
You're going to change because I don't like what you did. You're going to do what I want you to do. That's like a rhythm. We don't use that rhythm in my home. So we wrote a book about communication and changing that rhythm such that you never even bring that type of disposition to your partner unless there's plenty of forewarning and permission and consent. So I will never complain to my partner without consent. And so there's a whole list of things you can do in order to have communication that works. And it's still authentic.
Mm.
It's just you change the rhythm. I'm never going to have a conversation about how my husband's wrong or bad or untrustworthy or broke, or I will never do that. And this book, Up Level Communication, teaches how to have these types of conversations.
Okay, you have a life partner right now,
I do.
and I've seen pictures of your life partner. How does he integrate with the family? Like, for example, does he want a family with you? Does your husband in Africa, for example, I know this for sure, those who marry more than one wife and have multiple wives, they have sleeping days. Monday is your day, Tuesday is your day. How
Okay.
and also they have to share things equally. So if he buys a donut, for example, he has to cut it into half, and you have one half, the other one has one half. That's how some people do it in Africa.
Wow.
It depends what culture you're from or what part of Africa you're from, because that's the cause we know it's a big continent. But everyone has a different way of dealing with these things. This polygamous marriage. In your own world, how is it done to incorporate the both sides?
Absolutely. We don't have sleeping days because my first husband and I have been married 25 years. So we're not like chomping at the bit to sleep in the same bed. I have my own bedroom. He has his own bedroom. And, I mostly sleep with my life partner. Every night, actually, he wants to sleep in my bed. So that's where we are. My husband has other partners there's a partner here now who sleeps with him. And then he goes to visit other partners. We don't have any set equal, like as you say, in the culture of African nations, we don't have that type of organization here. We are more organic, and I trust my husband to do what he is going to do, and I trust my life partner to be fair with me. It's based on trust. It's based on mutual respect.
Yeah,
It's based on freedom.
yeah, and I love that. And a good question is just about women. I know myself as when I was a younger girl, we women tend to be clingy. And
Yeah.
when they get the man that they feel a man has got it all and he's settled, they want to cling on to that. They don't want to let go. Does that bother you? If your husband
No,
says that?
because I'm a woman. So I understand what you're going to find in my husband. I understand what you're going to want. And it is up to my husband to manage the woman. So, we teach male management classes, how to manage female emotion. Because if you are married and you need to spend time with your kids, your wife, your family, you have to be able to tell her that from the jump, from the beginning. A lot of married men date a single woman and don't even tell her that he's married.
Yes,
That's bad management.
that is bad.
So we teach men how to manage women and let them know what the deal is right up front, so her expectations don't get out of hand.
Wonderful. So a woman comes to you because I think so many people is going to listen to this conversation and just be amazed that you have made it work in your own way. And I think what one thing I'm getting, Kenya, from you is that relationship happens. We all fall in love. But after a certain amount of time, that love might start to decrease. But it's always important to keep it consistent and not always worry about what the outside world will think. How have you dealt with that stigma, people when people from the outside world? How have you dealt with their negativity that comes from them?
There's been a lot. I mean, I've done television for the past 10, 15 years. Dr. Phil, Ricky Lake, Monique Show, you know, Playboy magazine, Essence. I mean, I've done everything. And so the comments come in, oh, you're this and that. But I just remember it's, again, logic. I look around and I see that our communities are literally falling apart, literally falling apart. And so if I can be a vanguard woman and step in with a solution for our children, 83% of African American children live in a single family home. This is inexcusable. It is inexcusable that we utilize a tradition that doesn't work and we continue to do it over and over and over again. This is the definition of insane. So that's where I come from. I come from the advocacy place when I do polyamory and when I see my family thriving.
I love what you said about not doing it too soon. That after 12 years, you realized that you guys both had these different feelings. But one of the things you was very, very adamant about was not rushing it too soon. Can a couple open their relationship? And so, for example, a couple who's been married for 2 years, for example, and started to have these feelings, what would you advise them to do?
I don't allow couples to open their relationship too soon. You have to have a very strong underpinning to and a foundation in order to open your marriage. And you have to have a lot of agreements in place. You have to know the purpose of your relationship. You have to have accomplished certain goals. When couples come to me, I assess whether they're even ready to have this conversation. Yeah, everybody's not ready.
I agree, because I think it's something mentally you have to prepare yourself for the other side, because there's one thing that you have a very nice romantic sexual relationship with this person, but there's also the consequences when you come back home if you're not able to still give that love to your husband. I think
Right.
there's that communication gap as well. People miss that trail.
Mhm.
In your advice to women out there who are going through a bad and women and men who are going through a bad marriage but just can't open up, can't be submissive, what would you just advise them to do?
Oh, I would advise them to get some lacing sessions with me. Typically, our inability to open up, even our inability to orgasm, and our inability to connect or feel happy, this started between age 07, 7 to 14, 14 to 21. So none of my clients come to me and we just talk about today. We go back and we find out what types of imprints did you pick up? Why do you have this unresolved anger or unresolved tension? And we resolve it. And I call that my lacing meditation. I support clients in that way.
A couple is looking to go through this whole process, that's afraid to get started, what would be the four things you would tell them to think about in a relationship before they get started?
Absolutely. When I take couples through this process from monogamy to polyamory, I take them through a 4-step process. I'll tell you the first 2 steps. Step 1, the couple has to have an authentic line of communication. Now, I can tell you that 99.99% of couples do not have that. Okay. That means they have to know how to tell each other the truth. They have to know how to express very intense, heavy emotions to each other and hold space for each other. Most couples just don't do it. Okay. That's a level of intimacy. When a couple can do that, they start to make love again. They start to get enthralled with each other again. And then now we're getting closer to polyamory. The couple have to be solid. All right. So step 2 is friendships of the opposite sex.
Wow.
I challenge my couples to go and make friends of the opposite sex and be open about it, honest, bring the friend home, talk to it with family. Like, these are friends, go out as friends and have friendships of the opposite sex so that you can start to feel how it feels for your partner to have an emotional relationship with somebody who they might be attracted to.
Yes. Yeah.
So those are the first 2 steps, but I take them on 2 more steps and then they're done. They're fully baked and ready to be polished.
Yeah, I love this about you because you're just so open and you're no longer doing this just for yourself and for you and your husband. Now you're doing this now to really help others and really help the community of who are losing out because of one bad mistake. I think your parents pain taught you that this can't go on. That people should destroy everything they've got just because of one bad mistake when there is still some kind of love there. A final question before I let go of you, Kenya, because you are so amazing. I really love talking to you. Is that does this lead to sleeping together with your partner? Is that still the same? If your husband bring a lady, would you all have a threesome? Does that lead to that? Is that still polygamy or is that something else?
That's just a threesome. I mean, people who are monogamous have threesomes. Threesomes is not polyamory, but threesomes can be fun if you're interested in the threesome. I am a person who's a little conservative. So, and my husbands would never sleep together with me, although I really fantasize about that, but they won't do it. We're conservative. I don't have like a lot of wild sex. I have children in the house. I'm mostly a mother and a CEO. But, once my kids move out, I may do some more daring things. I would love to be introduced to relationships with women. I've not tried that in my adult life. I would love to like have a threesome or foursome or like I want to do all of that, but I can't speak on it now because I just don't do it.
That's wonderful. Now, this is good to know that this polygamy is just really very still conservative approach of doing it, but it's just really ways to keep your relationship going with your husband, and hopefully it lasts as long as to that death do a part with other fun. I'm really amazed, and I'm really grateful you took the time out. Where are you joining me from today? I forgot to ask you.
I'm in North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, here in the States. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, because I mean, I think anyone listening to this today would realize that relationship has a long way to go. We've looked at relationship from different angles, and we've never understood why is our marriages, whatever we're doing, not working. And this conversation will get a lot of people thinking about, rather than having mistresses, it's better to be open and honest and transparent with each other. And probably that works even better than being hiding it. And yeah, I really appreciate your time and your honesty. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne, for having me. And I love your work, and I'll be watching out for this one.
Oh, I would definitely keep you posted when it does come out. Thank you so much for your time.